Yes, other for mommy na kwaba edo platform we so host na J and I want me abo nimpu other for dey na see sisi am ne ka say Thomas Partey so that say I blaster midfielder ono nso ne court nsensem ebi and I yen so ye the ebro black class and so no edin ko be yeti no nso de na man
the chop must stop now. Angry Atu Forcing is speaking. Atu Forcing is a 1978 born. I normally like to bring a little bio so you would sit with the person properly in the conversation. In fact, he's a smart dude. He's one of the backbones of the Mahama government. This is Atu Forcing. Many people see him as a gentleman. He's also an MP. He comes from Ejumaku Bisiase. I don't know if he knows that his hometown had a very great little boy who was taken into slavery, who was called Otuba Kuguanu. Otuba Kuguanu. I've been advocating to have a statue of that guy put there at Ejumaku Bisiase. But who will listen to the historian? In the 1700s, I think 1757. Kai Dodo. Kai. Yes. 1757. Otuba Kuguanu was taken away. He was only about 7, 8. He was the youngest on the slave ship. They didn't chain him. They allowed him to run around so innocently, playing. He was captured in front of the chief's palace. He went to England, to America. But he stayed mostly in England. And he taught himself how to read and write. He came together with a great Nigerian who was also enslaved, called Olaudah Equiano. Kai. Now we know. Yes, Olaudah Equiano, that's the name. I got it. They came together, went to the British Parliament, wrote and asked for black people who were enslaved to be freed and be given their rights. From Ejumaku Bisiase. Why shouldn't this guy be celebrated? Why? 200 years before Ghana became independent. My brother, my sister, that's where he's from. He was born there. And he's a great guy. He's from there. Ejumaku Bisiase. He's an MP of the area. This is the guy we're talking about. Olaudah Equiano came together with the great Otuba Kuguanu. His full name was Kwabena Otuba Kuguanu. In case you want to Google him, it's not the normal spelling of Kwabena. It's Q-O-B-N-A. Kwabena, white man spelling. Otuba, O-T-O-O-B-A. Otuba Kuguanu, C-U-G-U-A-N-O. Kaidodo. Teach. Why did we go into that history? I don't know. But that is where this man is from. And that area, in fact, has been designed spiritually for revolutionaries. And he's one of those. If you have a fourth eye, you can see. Fourth, not third. Now let's go deeper. He went to the customs and the revolution started. The boss was sacked. Some people were stealing Ghana's money. Underground, he got Mahama to deal with all of them. Now, he is in parliament. In fact, his deputy spoke for him. And he said, there's too much chop. Nyafu didiism in Ghana. Too much. The speech was written by him and given to his assistant to read on his behalf. Listen to what he said in Parliament. We're going to cut the speech short so we can conclude. You will see the rot in our country according to the report of the Auditor General. Watch this.
The entire 1D, 1F scheme requires a forensic audit which will be carried out soon. More so when government is said to have spent 391 million Ghana cedis as its contribution towards 1D, 1F interest subsidies as at the end of 2024. The dry spell expenditure. Mr. Speaker, in 2024, the government of Ghana paid for 34,000 metric tons of rice to address the impact of the dry spell. However, the Ministry of metric tons of rice remains unaccounted for, even though the entire quantity has been fully paid for. The audit revealed that the government of Ghana also contracted a company to supply 100,000 metric tons of maize. The Ministry of Food and Agriculture submitted stores receipt advice, evidence of delivery of the 100,000 metric tons of maize worth 771.2 million Ghana cedis to the Ministry of Finance for payment. But only 11,900 metric tons was supplied and distributed. Mr. Speaker, it is worth noting that the store's receipt advice was supported by a checklist that was certified by the internal auditor of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. Overpayment for transportation of grains. Mr. Speaker, under the Farmer Food Relief and Recovery Program, a transportation company was contracted to transport 134,000 metric tons of maize and rice to farmers across the country at a contract sum of 115.2 million Ghana cedis. Even though the company transported only 35,000 out of the 134,000 metric tons, which should have costed 30.9 million Ghana cedis, the company was paid in cash 50 million Ghana cedis. In addition to this payment, the company was given 7,311 metric tons of rice, equivalent to 14,622 bags of 50 kg rice, which amounts to 11.7 million Ghana cedis in lieu of cash for no work done. This brings total payment to 61.7 million cedis to the transportation company. As a result, the Auditor General accordingly rejected an amount of 65.2 million Ghana cedis that was requested by the Ministry of Food and Agriculture as additional payment to the said transport company. The unfounded teacher trainee arrears. The Ministry of Education reported unpaid allowances totaling 160 million Ghana cedis to teacher trainees under the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission. When auditors engaged GTEC, the agency confirmed that as of December 2024, there were no outstanding arrears. Over 159 million Ghana cedis would have been lost but for this audit. Mr. Speaker, an amount of 6.1 million Ghana cedis appeared on the Ministry of Education's BTA schedule at the Controller and Accountant General's Department, even though the same funds had already been paid by a donor partner. Such entries opened a door for double payments and exposed a dangerous pattern of weak oversight and porous coordination between donor and government financial records. Mr. Speaker, auditors identified BTAs totaling 293 million Ghana cedis for 6 MDAs with no documentation. There were no contracts, no IPCs, and no record of any executed work. Mr. Speaker, the breakdown of the unsupported BTAs are as follows. Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, 241.2 million Ghana cedis. Ministry 18.2 million Ghana cedis. Dated 12 October 2024, the vehicles were never delivered.
Yes, out of war. Yen 2 so decided Thomas Partey. So what they say again, the Black Star midfielder. And the court case, in the rape case, and also what saying. Thomas Partey absent from court, plead not guilty to new charges. So what they say. Thomas Partey absent from court, plead not guilty to new charges. So what they say. Otema, I need to more a bit to near DB Mama become 1 man by 5. And the autumn say new near the other county there. Only 4. And for that is a wasted reporter. If we that say, I did money, the best in Dubia, CBC, be Macramba.